Now we go back thousands of years to the Arabian deserts. Two different characters embark on a very dangerous journey between life and death, an environment with a temperature of 58 degrees Celsius during the day and minus 10 degrees at night. On top of that, the sandstorms. It is already difficult to take a single step in the desert, let alone walk through it. But these are not the real dangers. The real dangers are the bandits who block the road, rob, and steal. Both of our passengers want to reach their destinations after a long journey. First, the proud passenger, the egoistic passenger, goes down the road. They say to him, "Take the name of a chieftain." When you encounter the bandits, give the name of the chief and say, "I'm under the protection of him." But he is arrogant, does not want to take the name of the chief, and starts his journey. Because he knows that there are bandits all over the desert, he's not able to travel with a relaxed heart or soul. The bandits block his way, and because he did not take the name of a chieftain, he becomes their beggar. Because he is humble. The second passenger says,
"I can take the chief's name."
These bandits block his way too, and when they do, he says,
"I'm traveling under the protection of such and such chief."
The moment the bandits hear the name, they show their respects. They even help him and show him the way without blocking him or stealing from him. So, what does the word Bismillah have to do with this story? You are the traveler making the journey in that desert. You're either on the humble side or the proud side. So, what is that desert? That desert is the world we live in. To take the name of a chief is, in reality, going under the protection of Allah and acting in His name. We have two bandits. One, our weaknesses, and two, our poverty. We are so weak that we can even be defeated by a microbe. So, what are our needs? I need thousands of things just to live for a single second. And every second, thousands of my needs are being met. So, do you know what would happen if we, the ones that have so many needs that are so weak, didn't take the chief's name despite all of our incapabilities? Our lives pass in fear and anxiety. But if we take the name of the chief, knowing that not even a leaf falls without his permission, we would feel safe from everything we fear because they're all under the control of Allah. Now, let's imagine ourselves in a cafe environment. There are 500 people inside. Everybody is talking to each other and it's a noisy environment. Then, someone with a police badge comes in and shouts loudly, making everyone stand up.
"All of you, get in a line and line up here one by one," he shouts.
Because he showed his badge, people are following his orders. Now, think of the wonders of creation in the world, from all the different kinds of flowers to all the different kinds of fruits. Think of an orange or a berry, a melon or a peach. Think of a gazelle, a tiger, or a crocodile. Or think of the entire world of insects that fly with incredible aerodynamics, or all of the wonders of creation. When we look at all these wonders, we can see that they do not act on their own behalf. Just like the policeman, whose authority comes from the police force behind him, who goes to the cafe, commands people, and puts them in line, those wonders of creation are also able to do wonderful things. By saying Bismillah, they act in the name of Allah, under the protection of Him, and therefore they get the manifestations of His infinite might behind them. Think about it. A day-old bee goes to a flower far away and comes back without losing its way. That means there's something incredible going on here. There is magnificent architecture, magnificent mathematics in the hexagon-shaped honeycomb. Honey is a miracle in and of itself. Or consider the amazing aerodynamics of those birds' flight systems. You know, science and technology are developed because we are inspired by nature. All these wonders of existence wouldn't be able to do anything if they acted on their own behalf. But because they act in the name of Allah, wonderful things happen. In the same way, all things act in the name of Almighty God. From minute things like seeds and grains bear huge trees on their heads. They raise loads like mountains. That means all trees say, in the name of God, fill their hands from the treasure of mercy and offer them to us. All gardens say, in the name of God, and become cauldrons from the kitchens of divine power in which are cooked numerous varieties of different foods. All blessed animals like cows and camels, sheep and goats say, "In the name of God," and produce springs of milk from the abundance of mercy. Folks, don't just say milk and move on. Imagine what the milk turns into. Think of the thousands of different kinds of cheese that all have different flavors. Think about what other things this turns into, from butter to milk, desserts, offering us a most delicate and pure food like the water of life in the name of the provider. The roots and rootlets, soft as silk, of plants, trees, and grasses say, "In the name of God," and pierce and pass through hard rock and earth. How does it do this? Mentioning the name of God, the name of the most merciful. Everything becomes subjected to them. When it acts in the name of Allah, everything becomes its servant. Now, let's think about the wonders of creation again. Think about the peach. They have wonderful aspects that appeal to our taste buds, such as taste and smell. You already know its benefits to our body. Are you aware of the fact that not only the world we live in was created to be suitable for our life, but it was also created to be hospitable, including the foods we just mentioned, and the expansion of your chest that occurs when you see a landscape or a waterfall, all of your feelings, or the smell of a Colombian coffee and the taste that it creates in your palate. When you think about all this, you say, the world is not just a livable place, it's also a hospitable place. Now, His Excellency Badi'u Zaman will connect the issue to a very interesting point. Since all things say, "In the name of God," and bearing God's bounties in God's name, give them to us, we too should say, "In the name of God." We should give in the name of God and take in the name of God. Yes, this phrase is a treasury so blessed that your infinite impotence and poverty bind you to an infinite power and mercy. It makes your impotence and poverty a most acceptable intercessor at the court of one all-powerful and compassionate. The more a person realizes how helpless he is, the better he understands the meaning of Bismillah. He understands with his whole being that, "Oh Allah, I am weak. Because I am weak, I need your power. Oh Allah, I am poor. I am needy. That is why I need you to be infinitely wealthy. I need a power that gets rid of my weakness and a wealth that gets rid of my poverty." So the human being's realization of his weakness and poverty brings the power of Allah to help. Why do we have to say Bismillah so many times during the day? It's a very good answer to this, folks. There are so many reasons why we forget Allah in our social life, school life, our business life. When a person gets used to saying Bismillah before starting everything, he remembers the real provider. So at the end of the Bismillah subject, Badi'u Zaman says, saying "in the name of God" at the start is remembrance, and "all praise be to God" at the end is thanks, and perceiving and thinking of those bounties which are priceless wonders of art, being miracles of power of the unique and eternally besought one, and gifts of His mercy is reflection. Maybe we have realized that until now we have consumed the blessings many times without paying any debt. But Allah looks at the intentions. Folks, now that we've learnt this meaning, let's pay our debts. If we do not pay them now, we may face a very serious debt in the hereafter. May Allah protect us.